Hi everyone, I am SS the Showstopper, and today is the 19th of September 2023. I haven't left as yet, I'm still here. I'm still sorting out some things, including, you know, what I'm supposed to get together, my hair, if I'm going to change it, or whatever the case may be. However, let's on to something that's more serious. We've seen wherein the police have went to the home of Vibes Cartel's sons and his mother, the mother of his children, Shorty, and they say that they got a warrant to search for a scammer, search house for a scammer, an illegal gun, something like that. She turned on her live and she was letting the world know that they came to the wrong address and stuff like that. And it's but the warrant, according to the officer, I think he's an inspector, was saying that it might be the wrong address, something like that, but it's the right name that's on it. And so it's Tanisha Johnson, and they are searching the place for, I think, illegal gun, as I said before, and scammers. And so, it created a whole fracas on social media in the house because a lot of law enforcement officers were there. And she said that she was hit by one and all of that, which she could press charges of on the officer if such is the case, that she was in fact assaulted. And her sons were there, and the officers wanted to search the premises and stuff like that, and they were putting up resistance of that it's the wrong address and stuff. And even other vloggers came on board and were saying that years ago they were in search of Vibes Cartel and they went to the wrong address, and it was the home of, I think, Deputy Commissioner Mark Shields premises that they actually went to in search of Vibes Cartel. So it has happened before where they're in search of someone and they go to the wrong address and stuff like that. But on the paper, according to the inspector in his defense, it's her name that is on it. And they only want to know that it's the right name. Once it's the right name, but the address is wrong or off, then they can proceed just the same, according to them. I don't know the law in that detail to know if it's the wrong address with the right name, if you're still allowed to search the premises. However, the officers decided to proceed and were doing their job and stuff like that. And here's my thing on it. My thing is that sometimes you have to accept what is in front of you. A tiger is not a camel. A dog is not a fish. A chicken is not a lobster. Sometimes you have to accept what is in front of you. If you see that you're a target and your family is being targeted, I think it is best that you do what you need to do in order to live a healthy, safe, and peaceful life. Vibes Cartel is incarcerated and is serving a life imprisonment, eligible for parole in 35 years. After 35 years, I think something like that, eligible for parole after 35 years. And he's appealing. He's appealing the sentence. His family, his sons have put out music. His sons have been, in entertainment, doing their thing. This is not their first encounter with law enforcement. And persons have given them the same advice. I won't go into it. They are still here. And, this occur again. Why am I lost for words? This occur again. And so persons are given the same advice that they need to, do what they have to do and stuff like that. But my advice is that you have to accept what is in front of you. You have to accept what is in front of you. If you see that you are being targeted, or according to you, then in your defense, you are being targeted, you're an innocent, law-abiding citizen, and you are being targeted by law enforcement, I think you need to do what needs to be done to get that hump off your back, to get that monkey off your back. I think you need to do what needs to be done, whether it be leaving the island, whether it be taking a step off social media, something. But at the end of the day, if one thing is heard, if something is done, then, and one thing is heard, and your family name is on the forefront or in the mouth of people, The police are going to get a warrant and come to your premises immediately. So my point is to look forward or look out for it again. You understand me? I'm not saying that you guys are guilty of anything. I'm certainly not saying that you guys are innocent. I'm just saying that if you realize something that is a constant occurrence, a lot of guys have done it in Montego Bay. They realize that they are being targeted, and so they do what? They leave. They leave the premises. They leave where they are at because they want to have a safe, healthy, and wholesome life. Whatever it is that's their background, they do what they need to do to live safe, to live a healthy life, to live a life of peace, that they won't be harassed or they won't be targeted by law enforcement. You know what the deal is, Tanisha. You know what the deal is. I mean, you are not a nurse down the street that, worked a 9 to 5 or a teacher somewhere who just met a situation and stuff like that. You know who your child father is. You know who he is. Over the years, this man has revolutionized dancehall. His name has been linked to a lot of things, a lot of murder, according to vloggers, according to news report and stuff like that. It's not going to be a smooth sailing for you. That's my point. Your family isn't the only one also that the law enforcement are targeting. There are also other people who background or whose family background is of questionable character. And to this day, law enforcement will go to them the moment they hear something with their names being linked to it. That's just how it works. If you were living in the United States, it would have been way worse. I promise you, it would have been way worse, because how the police officers come to your house and you see where the inspector, I think he's an inspector, and he was speaking to you. I believe very, very strongly in the US, it won't be like that, because you have two things working against you. You're a woman and you are black, and your sons are black. That's not something that you really want to be in the United States. It would have been way worse. It would have been way worse. And like I said, if you realize something, I think also, listen, let's be frank. There's so many ways that you can approach this to make a change. You can start a public foundation. You can start something that relates to the public to assist people out there. You can put on a new chapter. You can start something in life. You can put on the guise of being a wholesome, outstanding citizens and relate to business people. You can go to business people out there and ask them to come on board. So I'm going to say no. Yes, we will hear that based on their background and based on who you're associated with, which is your child's father. But in all aspect of things, you can turn a new chapter. You can start something that relates to the public in a wholesome way, and people will support it. Don't think that this is the end of the world. Don't think that this is the end of it. My video is dragging because I'm editing something while I'm speaking to you guys. I do apologize. So if you see this video that is uploaded and it's going to drag, it's because something is being edited while I'm talking to you. But Shorty, there are so much things that you can be a part of. There are so much things out there that are positive, that are wholesome, that you can be a part of. Being that you are going to live your life in the spotlight. Your sons are entertainers. They are going to be out in the spotlight. There are so many positive things that they can be a part of. They can do something other than what their father had done. You understand me? They can decide that, listen, I'm going to be this. I'm going to associate with this foundation, align myself with this group that is there to help people, to assist others, whatever it is that they are going through. You understand me? You can be outstanding sons of the soil. You understand me? The book doesn't stop at your father. It doesn't stop there. Not everything requires ignorance. I think law enforcement and stuff like that need to get their act together also. If you're going to someone's premises, you need to have the proper documents and stuff like that in place. I know that they were loud, they were making up all these noise and stuff like that, but being frustrated and having a touch of ignorance to it, you're going to find that, okay? It matters not where the person lives. Once their mentality is like that, it's simply not going to change. You're not going to see something different. You understand? But besides all that, the law enforcement, I'm glad that they were modest and they were respectful while carrying out their duties based on what I see when the camera turned on and stuff like that, and I commend them for that. I also want Shorty to know that, listen, like I said, there are so many positive things that you can align yourself with, you can be a part of, that's wholesome and stuff like that. It doesn't always have to be wherein you want to be in the limelight, or your kids are in the limelight by any means necessary just because of their father's name and stuff like that. Remember my last video that I did, and I said, where are the people who are fans of Vybz Kartel? Where are they? You understand me? They are being very silent. This man is going to the Privy Council. I was expecting them to come on board, having channels, having this discussion, that discussion going on social media, you understand me, to show their support, the moral support, because he needs that strength. Anyways, besides that, I think that, either you're going to leave the island with your family, you are going to turn a new chapter with your family, or you're going to stay off social media. You understand what I'm saying? So as not to draw heavy attention, you're going to screen or vet the circle that you are around, that your sons are around, because that can very well be the case. Listen, a person your sons might not be affiliated or associated with anyone, but anyone can be associated with them. That's the thing, because they're famous and they're known. They might not be able to vet everyone that comes into their circle or comes into their space. So you can hear tomorrow that this guy was around Little Addy and he's wanted for killing 2 people and stuff like that, when all he did was sell him some weed. You understand what I'm trying to say? That's how deep this thing can be. So, and once, because it's a son of Vybz Kartel, then his name is going to come to the forefront and people are going to say, oh yeah, he's guilty by association. And then everybody come up with harpoons and spear and want to take jabs at him. You understand me? So I'm saying that there are things that can be done to turn a new page and to make yourself better in the spotlight, or to whitewash yourself and your image so it looks positive and wholesome and not like how we're seeing it now on social media. I understand things are rough, things are hard, and people are agitated, and we can see that you're frustrated by the fact that law enforcement came there. But if they are hearing something, my lady, if they are hearing something, and they're constantly hearing something, they're going to get a warrant and come to your premises. That's just the harsh reality. So for all those who are going to say, officer, a batty man, suck your mother, suck your mother, suck your... You understand what I'm saying? That's not going to deter the police or have any intimidation or fear or prevent them from coming to your place. They're going to return once something is constantly being said and your son's name are being called to it. Like I said, they can be very well innocent because they don't have the ability to vet every single person that comes into their space, especially when you're well known, so that they can't escape. However, what I'm saying, there are ways you can go about changing your image, changing your outlook on things, because you're just not going to have a smooth ride. It's going to be forever bumpy. You understand what I'm saying? You are not going to have a smooth ride. You aren't. And there comes a time when one of them are going to be arrested. Let's put it out there. There comes a time when one of the sons are going to be arrested. And then you're going to look into it and you're going to say, if I had this or if I had that or if I took the advice, then you understand me? And you don't want that. Like I said, they might not be guilty of anything, but there are people who are unscrupulous who will associate themselves with it. It has happened. It has happened. Well, people who are people who try to set up people who are conniving, people who are mischievous, people also who have bad report, but they just want the hype, so they will go around him, and then their name will start being called to wanted man who are involved in this and involved in that. And so your sons, because they are known, they're gonna come into play. They're gonna get a warrant and go back there, and this time they probably make an arrest. You understand me? So you, Shorty, you have a decision to make. I'm sorry, you have a decision to make. It's your son. They're adult. I think they're adult, even though they're young, impressionable age still, immature still, whatever the case may be. You have a decision to make. You have a decision to make as a mother and as someone that's looking out for your sons. There's a decision that you have to make, Shorty. Moving on to Tony Matterhorn and his wife. I've seen wherein she has come out and she has went full blast on Tony Matterhorn that he betrayed her, he's this, he's that, and he was so, mother, go suck your mother, and all these kind of things, because he's seeing someone else. After 7 years of marriage, he's seeing someone else. He has decided that he wants to probably move on with this female, take her over to United States, according to the wife, and stuff like that. And that, he has women disrespecting her, his family disrespecting her, and stuff like that. Now, if all these allegations are true, Mr. Matterhorn, you have lived your life where you have come at so many people, you have disrespected so many people. I always tell you that the harvest is here. So you're going to reap. There comes a time when you will start reaping what you've sowed. You have went at so many people. And so who else is going to come at you than who is in your own backyard, who is in your own bedroom? You understand me? They're going to be the ones sometimes to turn you over. You have to be prepared for harvest when it's coming. You understand me? I'm not going to speak on if this is true. Why are you doing this to your wife? And why? I'm not going to get into it because I don't know what happened. It seemed as if it was a business arrangement. I don't know. And, papers come through and guy move on or decide that he wants to point to the exit. She took it for something else and she's very irate. She's going at it. She's calling him out. She's actually behaving like him. So I can't say that, Miss, you're out of line or you're out of pocket. I really can't, because this is how Tony Matterhorn himself behave. So he made the perfect match. I don't know why he would want to separate himself from this wife, because I feel that they are perfect for each other. She's behaving the same way how he always behave and act on social media, and how he go at people. Very disrespectful, very foul, very rude, very abrupt, and just don't care. And so his wife saying these things about him on social media, it's exactly who, the perfect match. She's the best person to go at him and say the same thing. She's saying the right things to me. I mean, I can understand why any man would want to point to the exit from her, because I don't think any sane and wholesome man want a vulgar woman around them. So probably that's the reason why he started doing the things that he has done, whatever the case may be, according to her. But at the end of the day, he and his wife are perfect match. She's very wrong. She's very foul at the mouth. And so is he. So whatever comes from it, I simply don't care. I just wonder why, people always choose to take this to social media when we weren't invited in your happiness. We weren't a part of your happiness. We weren't a part of your success story when you guys are making money and doing well. So why, when it goes sour, you want to harass and bombard the public with your personal problems and issues? I get that people need to vent, but when you're happy and you're going well, you can share your happiness, you can share your wealth with the mass of the people also, just as though you want people to take on your misery and to be a part of it. You understand me? You share your happiness and your glory and your wealth with people. You give advice as to how people can make money the same way how you do, or help invest in a great idea, so that other people can become successful as you. You don't wait until things turn sour and it goes haywire. Then you want people to adopt your misery and people have other problems dealing with in their personal lives. You understand me? And I just think that this thing is just foolishness between both parties. Whatever it is, they probably will be back together tomorrow. Or they might as well path ways and move on with their life. Who knows? Who cares? Really? You understand me? I just speak on it because I saw it floating around and I just decided to incorporate it in 2 videos, because why have a separate video and this foolery? You understand me? At the end of the day, people are grown adults, people are human beings, and they need to learn to conduct themselves as such, learn to respect yourself and respect each other and stuff like that, and be wholesome, law-abiding, outstanding citizens. However, you are free to do whatever it is that you want to do, but just know that when harvest comes and it reaps, it's going to look bad and everybody's going to see it just the same. You understand me? That's all I have to say about it. I think that, we as a people need a lot of growing up to do, and a lot of things that we need to see out there, so that we can go about life and traverse life in a better, wholesome, healthier path. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy your day. May God bless you. Bye-bye.